What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you some more Yu-Gi-Oh content. So let us swing on in. So for today's locals, we are running it back with Shaddoll. I loved playing it last week, and we have been cooking up some more, picking up some cards here and there to just test it even more. And I am excited to run this version. We are hoping to see if we can pick up 2 cards before locals, and I'll tell you what cards in the deck profile. But I am so excited for this as we build into Rage of the Abyss. I'm hoping to play this for our sneak peek so we can hopefully top, win a box, and see if we can get the Mimighoul stuff so we can just play that, because I am looking forward to playing Mimighoul at its full potential with the new cards that are coming out. But for now, we're jumping on this, and if this doesn't work out, we've got some more backups that we can play until Friday. But with time being so short, I think this is our best chance. So let me show you the deck profile that we're rolling with, the changes that we've made, and then let's head out to locals. Alrighty, let me show you the updated profile that we are rolling with. So there are going to be a lot of things that stay the same, and only some minor differences that we made from the last time we played this. We are still playing the standard tier package, which is 3 Rhino, 1 Sheeran, 1 Havnis, 1 Merly, with 3 copies of Primitive Planet Perlerino, 3 copies of Scream, and 1 Solik. I am wanting to upgrade Solik to 2 copies with 1 Meta Noise, which hopefully we can find tonight, and I'll show you what cards we'll trade out as we go along through the profile. Then we are still sticking with the same Kashtira engine, which is 3 rates off, 3 Fenrir, and 3 tier cash. I liked playing it at 3. I thought it was pretty good. We didn't see it too often in testing. When it came up as being just another great miller, and it was really awesome. So we're still sticking with that ratio for that. For the Shaddoll engine, we are sticking with 2 Squamata, 1 Beast, 1 Wendy, 1 Hollow, and 1 Aerial. So we decided to omit the 3 Shaddoll fusions, because a lot of the times when we had it in our hand, it was kind of just a dead card. We weren't able to actively use it. But if we do get a Meta Noise and a Solik, these are the 2 that we'll take out, the Wendy and Squamata, because we only really need the 1 Squamata, and Wendy, most of the times it really just sets as Beast, just for that draw, for the draw 2, and then the discard, which does procs off the Shaddoll, of course, and the tier. So there's that. Also, it lets us discard like any of the shufflers that we play, the King of the Swamps, and then a new addition that we have for the deck. And then to round up the Shaddoll, we do play 1 copy of the Schism, and then we did trade in the Damage Juggler for a Trick Clown, because Trick Clown, sure, we lose 1,000 life points, which in time, if we end up playing into time, we can always just side this out in game 3 for something else. But yeah, we play the Trick Clown as it gives us a valuable resource, being able to special summon itself back, and it lets us also bait out any Bystials too if they don't hit the correct stuff. So Trick Clown being able to bring itself back lets us either Link Climb or Exceeds, which is really good. So that's the reason why we play in it. Moving on, we are still playing the 3 copies of Danger Nessie, and we are also playing 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. So Malicious is just another extender. It's a great discard fodder when it's milled. It's also great letting us get into Mud Dragon with the Swamp. So I mean, it's just really great resource to have in the grave. So we decided to max out at 3 copies of it. If we were playing the Destiny Hero level 6, you know, that would also be cool, but considering that Beatrice is banned, we don't want to really play into any rank 6 lines. This is like the only good ones that I can really think of are Constellar Ptolemy M7, Evolzar Lars, and for closing out games, number 39, Utopia Beyond, Wallow is also a good option too. But we decided to not go into a rank package. Our extra deck's already a little tight as it is, and we are definitely considering cutting some stuff for a future line of playing this deck. But rounding out the rest of it, we are playing Keldo and Medora. I originally took out Medora from testing and from playing because I figured we only needed the 1 shuffler. But there were a lot of times where I needed the 2nd shuffler, so we're actually going to put it back. And then we're rounding out with 2 king and 1 poly. definitely thinking of upping this to back to 3 rather than 2, but 2 has been consistent enough for us, surprisingly. So we're just keeping it as to what it is. Moving on to our extra deck, we made some minimal changes here. We're still playing 1 Mud Dragon in the Swamp, 1 Winda, 1 Apkalon. We decided putting the Shaddoll Fusions going second, so we can make Apkalon being just a negate while also proxying off our Shaddoll cards to just kind of help us get the ball rolling. We are playing 1 Garura because we are playing Super Poly in the side. Also, we can make this via any of the 2 tier names if we needed to get those back. We're playing Dragostapilia, which is another Super Poly target, and this deck can easily make it. Playing 1 Rokalos, 1 Kaleido, 1 Guardian Chimera. We decided, since we do add Poly to our hand, Guardian Chimera can actually come up in games where we need to like close out a game going second. So this is where that can come in. It's a very situational card, yes, but I think since our deck can make it, we should try abusing it, since we can also get that draw 2, the pop, or draw and pop. So whatever resource we can get from it, we'll use. Last but not least, Grapha, Dragon Overlord of the Dark World. This card puts in some work in our testing, and honestly, I just love it. It's such a cool card. Moving on, we are playing Toad, Bahamut, and Time Thief. Was contemplating thinking of playing some more rank 4s, but I think for now these are good. And then 1 Cross Sheep, 1 SP, and 1 Boral Sword. So I like playing the Boral Sword over Access Code Talker for this deck. It's just really good being able to swing into damage, and especially since we do flood the board a lot with monsters, I'm not too worried about closing out games. SP is definitely a great must-have for the deck. If you can't afford SP, I would definitely just drop the SP, play another fusion monster. There were a couple that I thought about, so like Super Poly targets, playing Ubel if you see that a lot. Playing the Adagnister if that's prevalent for you. You could also play another rank 4 like Abyss Dweller, Baguska, Tornado Dragon. I think it's going to come up and see some play. You could also play a rank 3 instead of SP, or Link 3, sorry. But it's totally up to you. There's no like one standard way on how to play this deck, which I think is really cool. Pretty much just one thing that lets you throw stuff to the grave. So moving on to the side deck, this is where things changed a lot. We are playing 1 copy of Shaddoll Dragon in the side rather than in the main. Playing it in the main, we didn't see as much value. Same thing goes with Ariel. Definitely thinking of dropping Ariel to the side. But going second, Ariel is just pretty good, especially if we don't win those die rolls going first. Secondly, we play 1 copy of Volcanic Scattershot for time, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster just to clear back row, mainly for Voiceless and Ubel. We are playing also 3 copies of Super Poly, because I think Super Poly, there isn't a board in this meta, unless you're seeing like Kashtira, that isn't Super Polyable. So that's where like this can come in. Garura is our great Super Poly target. Mud Dragon of the Swamp is as needed. We also play 3 copies of Shaddoll Fusion in the side. I don't know how much that will come up. Honestly, thinking of dropping it and the Apkalon, but we'll see. We'll see if it puts in work. And then 3 copies of Droplet and 3 copies of Evenly, because I will die on a hill that Evenly is great. If you watch the recent YCS, you see that Evenly match just came in clutch. You see a lot of board breakers too. So that's where we're playing like at least these 6 slots for board breakers. Super Poly can count as a board breaker too. Shaddoll Fusion kind of can be. The Duster. Was thinking of playing Dark Ruler No More alongside it, but I just wanted the Super Poly over it instead. We'll see how well this version plays out tonight, especially if we can also like get copies of the Soul Leak and 1 Soul Leak and 1 Meta Noise, then we're definitely going to be cooking. But I don't know. Let's head out to locals and see if we can.
All right. Round 1, the worst matchup that we could play against as a tiered player. Kashtira, game 1. We opened up first. He goes Molcharmy, and we didn't want to give him too much resources, so we had a mediocre board, and he cracked it super easily. We also didn't open up the best, which happens. Game 2, we got greedy, and that cost us. So we had Rhino in hand with tier cash, and we're like, well, do we normal the Rhino and pop off, or we do tier cash to hope to mill and like pop off even more, take the gamble. We took the gamble, and that was dumb because we milled the 2 shufflers, a couple spells that didn't do much, and then we hit Beast. We got our draw. Our draw was Fenrir, and we already had Fenrir on board, so got greedy, cost us the game and the round. So we lost, which sucks, but that's what we get for being greedy. So we'll see what the rest of the rounds have for us. We're seeing a lot of matchups that we might suck against, so we'll see how the rest of the evening goes. Talk about starting October with a scare. So round 2, we play against Gimmick Puppet. We go first because we win the die roll. Our starting hand, oh my goodness, I swear, if this clip doesn't have it, then we'll say it, but it was a Squamata, it was Schism, it was the 2 shufflers, and then the tier cache. We set the Squamata, set the Schism, and passed. He was able to inflict enough damage on his turn to kill me on mine. Oh man, that was so... I knew one day we would open up all the 1-0s that we play. So knew it would be today. On game 2, we were able to like actually full combo. He lightning stormed our board. But we left Sheeran on board for Rokalos. So Sheeran was able to go into Winda, and we just had him on the better you have it. So we took game 2. And then game 3, we were able to just super poly the board and just take it. So we were able to take it 1-1 with 2 more rounds. So hopefully we don't get another scare hand like we did in that game 1, because there was no recovering from that. No recovering. So there's the end of the tournament. Round 3. We ended up playing against Voiceless Voice, which we have played before and we have struggled before, except for today. So game 1, we go second, but we managed to play on his turn, being able to just mill, bait out stuff, and we just got grinding on the advantage, and we were able to steal game 1. Game 2, he went first again. This time we didn't have the best opening, but we were still going to attempt to try and crack his board. We were able to see Super Poly his board. We were also able to, or no, that was game 3, sorry. Yeah, game 1, we just kind of were bricked. We didn't have the best hand. We tried to play as best as we could, but he ended up taking it. Game 3, we didn't have the best hand either. So we were going top deck mode, like back and forth a lot on the top deck. We had Super Poly and I think Schism set. We also had Fenrir just kind of chilling and getting us on the grind. So we were able to eventually get going, and we were able to just like grind it out, and we were able to steal the game in time. Since we still had 8, he was down to 55, and he wasn't able to put up enough damage to secure a win, since we had both the Rates Off and Tearlament Scream live. So he was at a disadvantage there. Round 4, we play against Tenpai. We go first, since he makes us go first. We try to establish our board. We, under Mold Charming, weren't able to establish a good board, so he was able to just crack it and take it. Game 2, we made him go first. We were able to crack his board, swing for big damage with Garura, Guardian Chimera, Fenrir, and our lovely Grapha Dragon Lord of the Underworld, or whatever it's called. Game 3, he makes us go first. He shifted, Fenrir passed, because we can't play through shifter. He wasn't able to kill us, but we still didn't have the best hand, so he took it. We had a Hollow in hand, Schism set. We didn't see any of the field spell. We didn't mill, so yeah, we just kind of took the L from there. So 2-2 again with the changes to the deck. We were able to get a Solik and a Crime, so not a Meta Noise. And we were able to get those sided in real fast before the event started. So it wasn't too bad. I'm definitely thinking maybe dropping the Schism. We saw it a little too often, and then when we wanted it, it didn't really matter. Which in that case, we'd also take out Apkalon. We probably sought it for something else. Don't know what. Maybe either extra Link or an extra Exceeds. Yeah, that's this locals 2-2. We probably didn't make cut, so we probably were like close again like we were last week. But we'll probably make some more changes to this, and then we'll see what Friday happens. So stay tuned, and we'll pass it over to you guys. Oh, also don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.